The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a show for 80s babies who were 90s kids. If you were a No Limit soldier, then this is your show. If you believe that Cash Money is not an army but was a Navy, this is the show for you. If you and your friends ever tried to sing a song written by Escape, In Vogue, Shy, or Voiced Men at a talent show during middle school, this is your show. The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a bunch of 80s babies talking about all the songs and things that we loved when we were kids and teenagers. So if you went to the skating rink and you were at a lock-in, this is the show for you. If you think that Tevin Campbell was the original Prince of R&B, this is the show for you. If you don't understand the conflict between Monica and Brandy, but you're kind of on Monica's side and understand why Brandy got punched, this is the show for you. Make sure that you tune in, subscribe, click the little subscribe link. We're here. We're going to talk about all things 90s music. This is the show for you.
All right, welcome to everyone. Needs an Aquarius. I don't know what Dom is doing something different here today. For our listeners that are just listening, make sure you go to SOLC Network. You can see Dom in this. I don't know what is this. What is this called?
This is my Renaissance outfit. This is what I wore to the concert. And got many compliments. I'm giving Alien Superstar meets
Strange.
You know, like I love the Lemonade album, and so why not fuse the two together? She still performs Formation with her big old hat. So this is what we got. I got the chrome nails going.
You're giving Strange vibes too, though, from Boomerang.
Hello. She's on the wall. She's the inspiration. She is that girl, and so am I. I am one of one. I'm the only one. And I'm number one.
So you went to the concert.
Wearing silver, y'all got nails. And my fishnets that had the little grommets on it. I wasn't doing that. I had my outfit in advance, and here we are. Hello. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Everyone Needs an Aquarius. It's your girl Dom with her bestie D.
Yeah, let's go. How was the concert? How was the concert?
Life. Given. I'm mad that I was not able to get the merchandise I wanted to because I played with people that I shouldn't have been playing with, and I should have followed my right mind and had my ass there at 3 p.m.
Oh, they ran out of merch?
They ran out of the merch. Some of the merch. Yes, they did. So It is what it is. I didn't need it. That's how I'm taking it. But it was everything. Like on our show, I went Saturday night. DJ Khaled opened up, and she hasn't had any openers this entire tour. Big Sean performed Doechii, YG, OT Genesis. So yeah, like
they performed at her show?
They performed like during his DJ set, yes. Which he really don't do that.
She didn't have no opening acts in other cities, right?
Yeah, she didn't have any opening acts. Like she had like DJ opening acts. Like I really wanted to see Amorphous DJ. But whatever. It is what it is, but it was everything that I needed and more. I feel I'm so mad that I couldn't get a ticket to the birthday show. The only tickets that I was seeing on StubHub and on Ticketmaster were the listening seats. I wasn't paying for that.
You were gonna get trapped in the listening seat.
Yeah, I was like, and it was one thing I should have bought the ticket when I saw it Sunday, which is pretty much my same seat on the opposite side. I should have just bought it because it was like one something. And I was like, okay, I could, at this point, I was like, because I've seen the screen, I could sit on the side of the stage, just see her perform, just to be in the building for the birthday show. Because Kendrick performed, Diana Ross sang happy birthday to her.
Wow.
I feel some type of way. Like, it's okay. She gave like a heartfelt speech, and I watched a lot of the concert live. So it's okay. I saved my coin and I watched it from the comfort of my living room, but it was everything. Like she performed I Care. Y'all know how I feel about I Care. I be dreaming that I can sing I Care and I wake up and I can't sing it. I'm going to get a vocal coach to solely perform that song at karaoke.
At a karaoke, okay.
Karaoke. Then so we got the full album. In other cities, she had cut out 2 songs, which are Thick and All Up in Your Mind, on the Renaissance album. We got the full album, and she performed Drunk in Love. She has not been performing Drunk in Love on the tour. She did it on a couple of Europe dates. But
did Jay-Z come out?
Huh? No, Jay-Z didn't come out. So, but Blue Ivy came out, and look at my niece. We are so proud of Blue Ivy, and it was she did such an amazing job, and I think that was probably the loudest crowd, and she was like shocked by like the cheers and all of that. It was dope. It was just
really this is dope. A cult, right? This sounds all like
this
a cult.
is not a cult.
Yes, it is.
Like,
y'all don't know if that little girl could be a horrible person. That Blue Ivy could be a horrible kid.
No, like I think about it like from this perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you don't subscribe to like Beyonce. You never listened to an album. We talked about that before.
Yes, and I got a lot of bad. I got a lot of bad feedback.
Oh my! From like the most recent one.
Yeah, if I lose the episode.
So it's interesting you say that because I know a lot of. I know people. I know the straights feel crazy about saying cis hetero, female or male, whatever. So whatever. A lot of men, straight men, that enjoyed the album, and they felt like they were left out of it. Like though the album wasn't necessarily geared toward them, they were able to enjoy the album, and it was like it's just feel good. It's a good time. Like it ain't asking for much. It's not like like a lot of the music that's out there nowadays. We're talking about shooting, fucking, sucking, and you get a little bit of fucking and sucking on there. But it's just fun. It's just really fun. And even when you listen to like the lyrics on like Break My Soul can go to anybody. Church girl could be church boy because it is a lot of us, like a lot of our groups are so heavily rooted into what be happening in church and how you can't do this, you can't do this, but then it's like you get that moment where you just feel free, like it's free. It's so dope. It's so dope. It's just a good time because man, when I tell you, when she say that's that thick, that's that real shit, that's that jelly baby, and then all up in your mind, I'll be trying to be all up in these niggas.
Man, shout out to Dave Giles.
Dave, that's what I have to say. Dave, seeing Dave there and him hearing his music played. Crazy.
I know it's a crazy feeling, man. He had to feel like this is ridiculous. Like
we gotta send an interview request to Dave. I know he's been on the other shows, but when you have a diehard hiver there, it's different.
Yeah, I mean, this is a cult. I'm sorry.
It's not a cult. But think about it from this perspective. Think about how.
And I'm a big Nas fan.
No, listen. Let's think about it from this perspective. Think about Michael Jackson bridging the gap of like different people that can't speak English, but they know or they learn English from Michael Jackson.
Yes.
People did the same thing. My coworker told me I learned English because of Whitney Houston's music.
Right.
It's the same thing with Beyonce. What's crazy is probably never in a million years did she think that somebody that she looked up to, like a Diana Ross, would be singing happy birthday to her. She did the work. And that's what I always tell people. I said, you can not like her music, whatever the case may be, but you can't deny that work ethic, baby.
Oh, no. It's next level. It's next level.
1997, and it makes she a Virgo.
Mm-hmm.
They are perfectionists for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And she really went the extra mile, and I think it's dope that her family, we ain't never really heard no scandals behind Beyonce outside of made of internet stuff because it was nothing to really say about her. She kind of kept her head down and kept it pushing. Like she never really said anything crazy. We ain't never gonna learn what happened in that fucking elevator. Dude.
Yeah, we never.
She didn't have.
As we shouldn't know. As we shouldn't know.
We shouldn't, but hey, you got linked to the public. I feel like once it's public record, come on, man. So ultimately, I love her. I love Kelly Rowland. I love Michelle, and I love Latoya. I love Latavia too. But I'm a diehard like Destiny's Child fan, and it came from there. And at first, I kind of felt like a type of way because I felt like Kelly kind of got shortchanged a little bit, and I still feel like that because Kelly is just equally as talented and vocally. Oh my God!
But the thing is, though, I'm sure Kelly is like, yo, I got my own path. Like,
she got her own journey. Yeah, but a lot of it too, it goes back to, I don't think ultimately once they did solo projects, I don't think it was under the same entity. So and of course, but I was just like, man, if Kelly had
question for you though, does Latoya Luckett have better solo albums than Kelly?
Well, I only listened to the first one. So I'm not a person.
The second one is that I think is the second or third one.
Is it the one with Regret?
No, that's the second one, I think.
I love that song Regret.
Yeah, that because shout out to Tank who wrote that.
Yeah, and Luda came through with the heat on that verse. He came through.
Yeah, he did. And then I'm put the new one. I got the new one. It's called Gray.
Okay.
That monk's fire too. And Tank did have that album too. So.
Okay, I'll definitely take a listen to that.
But it's really just good to see them being able to get their own spaces, outside of Beyonce. And she still could, be
Beyonce thanked all of the members of Destiny's Child.
Except for Farrah.
Well, Farrah got lost with her luggage. It's okay. She was
I mean, she was only there for a little bit. I don't even remember your name for real, to be honest. Like, I mean, I'm just saying.
You got two videos. You didn't put an album out with us.
Nope.
So we sent her home with her luggage, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Now,
do you think that she would do what Diana Ross did at the end of her run, where she went on another Supremes tour?
So I was hoping you would ask me
that. See,
the Destiny's Child website is currently under construction.
Really?
Yes.
Do you now? Oh, this is getting real tasty now. Okay. Does all the members come back? All 5 members come back?
I feel like it should be all 5. I don't know if we're gonna get that, but I feel like it should definitely be all 5. And they do a project together, or even if it's like I feel like a short, like a tour. I feel like everybody would be here for it. I thought it was also interesting where and I don't know if she's been doing this all tour, but I feel like if she was doing it all tour, somebody would have said something, but she's like saying a little bit of kind of like say my name, or like it's catered to you. And I feel like it was kind of say my name. And it was like something like another Destiny's Child song. And I was like, that's interesting too.
Huh. So, wow. Okay. I wouldn't even.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't. That would, because we know technically we're still in Act 1. There are 3 acts. One of the other acts is rumored to be a country album. So, like, at first, we was thinking, like, okay, like, is it going to be 3 albums? Is it Act 1, the album, Act 2, the tour, Act 3, the visuals? Rumors are that she's trying to shop visuals around. We know she shot visuals for this. So, we don't know what's going to happen. I know at one point she had to deal with Netflix. I don't know what's going on with that. So, yeah,
because they did the Homecoming thing, right, with Netflix, right?
Homecoming, but she was supposed to have like some deal with Netflix, where she dropped like a couple of more projects. So I don't know.
Beyonce.
So we gonna see.
So on the Mount Rushmore of music, I mean, I'm assuming pop music or music in general, Beyonce is on there.
Beyonce is now on there.
So who's on the Mount Rushmore? The 4 people on Mount Rushmore.
Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Beyonce.
Okay.
People gonna probably, Prince got to be up there.
Yep.
I would put Whitney Houston up there.
I would put James Brown.
I was stuck between James Brown and Whitney Houston. But if we're going to talk about that level, or if we're talking about like tour production, all of that, it's probably James.
Yeah, because really, Whitney didn't really have a big like tour shows like that, right? Like, she didn't have. I mean, James was all over the stage, and all kind of stuff.
So absolutely, then I'll put James Brown up there. Then
do we put any rock artists get on there? Is it a potential for?
I would say if it's an honorable mention, we could do the Beatles.
Okay. Man, that's
the Beatles. But I mean, I think
you need to put the groups as another Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. I would say no. Well, if it was,
is Madonna on there?
Then Tina.
Is Madonna on there?
You can put Madonna on there or Tina Turner. But see, here's the thing. It's like I'm thinking of it as a whole, like black, white, blue, brown, whatever. I don't know. I don't know if Madonna really, crossed over.
She has the highest grossing tour of all time.
She got nice grossing tours, but I'm thinking of that, like stuff like that. Like Britney Spears had her pocket, hands in urban culture a little bit because of Pharrell.
Mm-hmm.
You can do the same thing for Christina Aguilera.
I was going to say that, yep.
But Justin Timberlake. So that's what I think about. I think about not just the money, like I'm thinking about how they crossed over. Low key, you could put Selena up there.
If you go in there, you're gonna have to put Celine Dion in there on the low.
Yep, and then that's fine.
Yeah,
because baby, I love the power of love.
And look, we want to put Janet in this mix too.
Janet, absolutely. So it's so many people that could go into that realm. It's crazy. Man,
like Beyonce making music forever, or do you see her kind of falling back?
I could see her. Beyonce turned 42 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like she could still make music, and I feel like it'll be something, but it'll be probably not like. I mean, hell, Janet Jackson at her age. What is Janet? 56?
Yeah, Janet's 56. Janet
is still touring and bopping around the stage because it's smoky out there. Y'all smoking up in here, So I'm not saying that she couldn't do it, but I think she could. But that dancing and stuff after a while, like that's a lot on your knees and your feet. It is. No, they talk about it all the time. And I remember when she talks about what she put her body through to get ready for Coachella, and she said she would never do that to her body again.
And I mean, even Janet, you don't see her as high impact as she used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not dancing. I'm not. Don't get it twisted. She's out dancing most other people. Period. Still.
Yeah.
But it ain't like when you went to go see the Velvet Rope tour back in the 90s.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. And I mean, and J-Lo still could get down because she got to dance because the vocals ain't strong. So she got to give you something else. And this is coming from somebody I own like the first 3 J-Lo albums. So I ain't knocking her. Like I enjoy her music for what it is. Like
yeah. She's an updated Paula Abdul.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Shout out. Did you see that? Did I see that story about Paula Abdul where she was lying about being in a plane crash?
Wait, what?
Yeah, she lied. I guess she tells a story about she was leaving St. Louis going to Minnesota, supposedly, and got into a plane crash and was hurt for a long time and had to get over it. And people researched it and figured out that it was never a plane coming from St. Louis to Minnesota on that day, and it was never a plane crash.
What?
Yeah, she's been telling this story, I guess, for 20 years or so, 20, 30 years.
Oh my gosh.
And somebody went back through like the air log records and like that it was never a plane crash that year.
That's how you know somebody really can't stand you. But like to do that, you know,
it's probably a Whitney Houston fan, low key. Because did you ever see that Whitney Houston documentary where they catch her talking bad about Paula Abdul and Janet?
No, I remember she said my mic is on.
Yeah, yeah, but she was talking to somebody, and it was like a behind the scenes thing, you know, just kind of chilling backstage. And she was like, I mean, I ain't no damn Paula Abdul. We know she can't sing, and Janet only can dance.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, Whitney petty.
She petty. She's
but the Janet Jackson was more petty because who was Bobby messing with before Whitney? Janet Jackson. All right, let's.
I used to have the biggest crush on that nigga.
Who? Bobby
Brown.
Oh no, I was trying to explain to my little cousin last year how ridiculously big Bobby Brown was.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Brown had all the niggas in the US of A going to see Ghostbusters 2 just because they thought he was going to be in there for real.
Yep.
The song On Our Own was a hit, and that pushed the movie forward because of Bobby Brown. 227 episode, I'll Be Good to You. That wasn't even a single. It went number 1 because of him being on T227. That wasn't even a single. No music for it. They never released it. It went number 1 on Billboard. That's how big he was.
Bobby Brown, he was that nigga.
He was. Oh man, let's jump into some of my topics. Where we want to go? Let's go. Erica Mena.
Erica motherfucking Mena.
Erica Mena.
Erica Mena. Oh, child.
See,
I feel like people think that I go so hard for Black women and I'm so anti-colorist, colorism, all of that stuff because of certain things that I've experienced. I've seen how it affects people across all races. But this is some wild shit because here's the crazy thing. Erica Mena would have probably almost been able to get away with it had she just said, yo, monkey ass, whatever.
Yep,
blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
But this bitch made the sounds. And I want to give everybody, because everybody isn't deeply immersed. They don't follow all the pages on Instagram, our listeners.
I mean, this one's getting kind of big, though. I mean,
this one is getting big, but it ain't making it to the 5 o'clock news. I feel like
right.
Watch 5 o'clock news.
True.
And this ain't gonna be on the entertainment segment only.
Yeah.
So Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is airing, and Erica Mena.
I'm gonna put the clip in for people. So
okay, cool. So y'all saw the clip. Perfect. So it's a lot of issues that happen here because we've seen anti-Blackness come from women, Latinas that claim they identify as Black.
Afro-Latinas.
Or Latinx, however you want to say it.
Latinx. But Latinx doesn't necessarily mean you claim Afro-Latino.
Okay. Whatever. But we see this happen. We've seen Erica now do it. We have seen Evelyn Lozada do it. We have even seen Cardi B do it. We have seen so many people that I've been trying not to curse. I've been trying not to be as curse worthy. Like, you know, I'm trying to get better. But that fuck on Black men.
Mm-hmm.
And because of their close proximity to Black men, because they sleep with them, but Black men also don't realize that even in those cases that they be fetishized. 100%. Is that the baby? I see the baby. And ultimately, when stuff goes down between them and Black women, they become very degrading and disrespectful to me and my peers, because it's their way of trying to one up us or make us feel small or make us feel less than, because that's what society does. They treat Black women like we are the bottom of the barrel, like we don't deserve respect, like we always want something from somebody, when it's just us wanting to, like, want our partners to be equal and whatnot. Like we want to be, and when I say equal, I want equal pay as a man. I don't want to do the same shit that men do. Like I never, I want the money and that's it. And call me a gold digger, whatever. I don't care. That's just what it is. I want equal pay. I don't want to do my value shows up, in a different type of way, but it's just like, pay me my worth.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And so ultimately, in the case of Erica Mena and this whole situation, do I think Spice was wrong for saying that her son doesn't like her? Yeah, that's a little below the belt. But did it garner that? But also, I want to point out that when you watch that scene, when you play it back, Erica Mena looks first before she pushes that table on her. So, because she knew that Spice probably would have really got with her. Erica always popping off at the mouth. She can't remember when she was on Love and Hip Hop New York. She came at Erica Mena, Kim Bella crazy out of nowhere. You be messing up my money, and she was like, I don't really even know you, and then she just jumped. So it's like she tries certain people, but her mouth,
she is the stepmother. She is that character she played on the stepmother.
Yeah, like it's crazy, and it's like at some point there has to be consequences for your actions. And Safari made a post or whatever the other day about the situation, because ultimately, y'all, they fired Erica Mena because of her remarks, which she should have been fired for, because, like I said, you said ooh, ooh, ah, ah multiple times. So you are it's not like you blacked out and was like, I said monkey ass, like where she could have came back and said, I lost it. I blacked out when she made the comment about my son, and I do apologize because that was a little crazy. And then Spice could have apologized to her about the comment about the son, and they moved on. Is it still okay? No. But what possesses somebody to even go that far? Because
they already have that feeling, though, Dom. That's
but that's what I be telling people. That's did I not say on my show? I say this is why I don't be fucking with the feminist movements and singing kumbaya with any of these hoes, because y'all act different behind closed doors. I don't like it, and it's never proven me otherwise. Like it's always been that. Like you talking about, when somebody was off the talking, they thought they was unmiked. They thought their mic was off. We hear that happen all the time, and it's not cool. And so I think the issue comes back down to Black women, and what I mean by that is that we gotta stop caping for women like Erica Mena and whomever else, because always say, when I saw that and I saw a lot of the comments coming in, a lot of Black women, because I know a lot of Black men don't get it, but a lot of Black women don't understand the plight of Black women. And it's that simple. Like, of course we know it's gonna be some Rucker Puff looking nigga like under the comments saying, well, yeah, she deserved it and blah 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 blah, or spices. I don't care what you find attractive or not attractive about somebody. That does not mean they have to be subjected to racism. Just like the girl with the brick.
Yeah, the Somalian girl. Yeah.
The Somalian girl. Well, she said this. I don't give a fuck what she said. We know that she's doing skits. We know that she's asking permission before she films that stuff. But because
break that down for people that may not know what that situation is.
Okay, so there's a viral video now of a Somali girl in the hospital. She got hit with a brick because she rejected a guy's advances to her. So
somebody was saying like she slapped him or something, or what was the?
I don't know if she even slapped him.
Okay.
But the videos that have now surfaced is her doing skits with, where it's like she's walking up to random civilians and smacking them or whatever, or saying stuff to them.
Oh, so it's a setup. It's a whole production.
But that does not mean that she is deserving of being hit with a brick. But this also speaks to people. But we always talk about protecting Black women, but protecting Black women goes across all boards. I don't care if I cut somebody out yesterday. Today, that does not mean that somebody deserves to assault me. Like I'm deserving of that. And protecting Black women means not just your family or the women that you find attractive. If you see something happen, baby, because you got to say that.
Shout out to the dude in the comment. This just put a comment up about you, upset at you on the boat situation. It was a new comment, and at the end he was like, "But I can't front you, super attractive." He said all this bullshit before.
It happens. It comes with the.
I know, but it's just funny. It was just funny. He was saying all this stuff. He wrote like 3 paragraphs, and at the end he was like, "But I mean, I can't front you, real attractive."
Thank you, sir. Ultimately, so that's my issue with a lot of stuff. It's about really looking out for our neighbors. Like I don't like all of this rah, like altering our bodies to do all this stuff. And I'm not shaming anybody. You do what you want to do, but we are. It's so many, and protecting Black women, even if somebody's trans. I don't care if you Black, however you identify. If you see somebody that look like they got the same color, and somebody doing something messed up, you're supposed to look out for them and have their back. It's about community, and we've lost our sense of community. I say that all the time. Yeah. People don't know what that is, because like people rather go and jack and do whatever to you because it's quick. But why? And I'm surprised she still ain't said nothing. That girl still ain't came out and said anything about what she did, what she said. Chris Stokes and them gonna always give her a job, so she figured I'm good. Who's a pedophile? And I can't believe, like I said, I watched one of the movies, and like I watched a movie where she was like a doctor or something.
Yeah, that's the one with Parker McKenna.
Yeah, Parker McKenna Posey.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me because, like I said, Chris Stokes and Marcus Houston were accused by multiple people where they was able to describe the shaft of his penis with a mole, multiple people. And you got Jay Boog working with him and all that weird shit. Every dog has his day.
And okay. If you know, they are Jehovah's Witnesses now too.
Oh well, Marcus used to been a Jehovah's Witness.
But what you call is too. No, I'm talking about they became together. Him and Chris Stokes became Jehovah's Witnesses together.
That was when he was a kid. He was a Jehovah's Witness when he was a kid though.
Oh, maybe he went back then.
He got baptized again.
Yeah, because they had a whole thing, because that's where he said he met his current wife was in the at the temple or the witness, the hall.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah,
well, we know the truth. You kidnapped that girl, but that ain't none of my business.
But Erica Mena, when you say something like that, you've been holding that on me.
Yeah,
you've been feeling that way.
And here's the crazy thing:
that wasn't no new. That's like you've been on that.
And what's crazy is that why you was even mad at that girl, you really have nothing to do with it. Didn't have nothing to do with her at all. Because Spice was right, because it had everything to do with. She was mad that Safari was like, I guess, posting or speaking about Ice Spice when Ice Spice, I guess, had some sort of surgery or something and had like complications. And he was like really like, like upset about her like being in a coma or whatever happened. Was like, I don't want to lose her, blah, 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 blah. Because, they both like Jamaican.
Yeah, Ice Spice is right.
Yeah,
right.
So it's that camaraderie. Yeah. But he's always shown love to everybody else except Erica Mena. And it's messed up because I'm not giving him a pass. And this is not funny. This is not. But you know how he did you the first time. So why you turn around and have another baby by this motherfucker? This is what I'm talking about, playing silly games and you get silly prizes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Ain't nothing about, he didn't show you change. And you have another baby. Now you got.
But she might have been driving his ass crazy though.
They could have been driving. I'm surprised. Listen, we know Safari is corny from his days of Nicki Minaj. Okay, we seen the footage. He is corny.
But it's like a lovable corny though. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's like a lovable corny. Like it's like, man, that's Safari, man. What's up?
Yeah,
dog?
but ultimately, you know, I just think it's messed up that this is still a thing in 2020. What year is this? 3 shit. Life has been a blur. But ultimately, that's why I get frustrated. Because we subscribe still to this European stuff, where we allow racism to exist because of European, you know, like standards of beauty or whatever, even though it's like, please, on my worst day, I would still want to look like me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I really love myself. And it goes back to us instilling values and morals into our own, you know, like our people, because, you know, it sucks because like, so unfortunately, men have this weird habit of, and I don't know why, because, and I don't want to limit it just to Black men, right? What I'm about to say, but I don't see. When a white guy gets mad at a white woman or a white woman breaks his heart, now I don't know, but I don't know them to go and run and just solely only date nobody, like no white women. We don't see them do that. But then you talk to Black men, and it's a lot of different weird things that happen. Like we talk about the traumas that we experience. I feel like we talked about this before, where it's like, oh,
but it's because we think that ice water is colder. People think that ice water is colder, or white. Even when Black women do it, and Black men or whoever, if people are people. They're just going. If they're going to do you dirty, they're going to do you dirty. It ain't got nothing to do with race involved with it.
It has nothing to do with race, but we limit it to, I don't date Black girls because this Black girl. Okay, so did the entire race of women do this to you? And or just be real. You always want us to dabble. Don't blame it on us. Don't blame it on us, and that's cool. Do you, boo? But don't do that at the entire expense of a race of women. That shit is wild to me.
Yeah.
Smoking up in here. So
mention someone else's Pinkydoll, someone that I just found out about. She's big on TikTok. She has OnlyFans too.
Yeah, she had the OnlyFans.
She got an OnlyFans.
Yes.
Oh, so hold on. So the OnlyFans was first?
Yeah, the OnlyFans was first.
Hold on.
So that's why she was upset that the content was getting out because it was behind a paywall, as if people cannot screen record, upload your stuff. So that's why you got to kind of be careful with that stuff if you don't want that out there for a long time, or forever.
Or I know it's a lot of OnlyFans girls. They ain't popular enough to get their stuff screenshot.
Well, this is only.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, though.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I ain't say that shit. Shout out to you know what I'm saying, everybody coming to watch though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
I'm gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
Likely out because she made the pivot. Whereas there's some people that are really popular. I've, like friends that are, popular. They have OnlyFans. They make, regular day-to-day content, but it's not like they ever hid the fact that they had an OnlyFans. So, like the two can coexist, but she was just really surprised and shocked. But why we're talking about Pinky today is the fact that Pinky was just recently at the Stream Awards presenting, and nobody knew it was Pinky because Pinky was like my color. She might have had a little more tan than me, but Pinky is my color. And so people were shocked that she was showing up looking like Daryl or maybe a little lighter, but because she was putting on filters. And I'm gonna even say she might have put on a little lighter foundation. I think she might have added to it. But that was a way for her to make revenue because colorism is clearly, based on the last story, is alive and well. And so my question to you is, because some people feel a type of way, some people feel like it's a smart business move. Get your money. How you feeling, friend?
Man, that's a hard one, man, because I feel you don't need to be man-tanning and Sambo in 2023 no more. That's just me. I get it. The people in the past, like Burt Williams and Mantan Moreland, people like that had to do those different things to be good in entertainment because they had to palpitate themselves when doing it. Like the movie Bamboozled, they show us that and break that down for us.
Yeah.
At this point, you need to be comfortable in your blackness, and it's a hate thing. That's hate. That's self-hate because you could be funny. She's annoying already. I don't even know how she's even popular, but you don't have to do all that to do that to get over. Like she's annoying. That what is it, Pinkydoll or whatever? It was just annoying, man. And y'all suckers.
Ice cream, bang bang, yum yum.
Y'all suckers that think this stuff is entertainment.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's so crazy because she was popping popcorn with a flat iron.
You said what now?
She was popping popcorn using a flat iron.
What?
Yes.
How do you do that?
Yes. She would hold the flat iron, it would be a kernel, and then it would pop. Like
y'all suck, man. Y'all let anything entertain y'all, man. For real. Y'all let anything entertain y'all.
Okay, let us entertain y'all and share this with your friends.
Yes. Gee, gosh, y'all are diminutive, man.
We need all the views. We're trying to get sponsor ads too. You know, we want HelloFresh to share the codes with y'all, and Manscaped and Blue Chew.
Wow, world. Like I just the thing was, didn't the crowd not understand and know who she was either at the award show? Pinkydoll.
I think until she did that, that's when they knew. They was like, "Oh my God, that's her." Because
it was like a TikTok awards or something, right?
Yeah, it was like some internet award show, kind of like the Webbies.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was Pinkydoll.
Pinkydoll.
So she started the OnlyFans first, and then went over to I'm gonna do a TikTok page.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you hit on that algorithm and it's over, but it's not like I hear that TikTok doesn't pay as well as like other platforms, but if you hit on that algorithm, you can finesse that into so many things.
Man. Whatever, man. I'm not even. Let's go into this. Let's go into this baby daddy situation. Can you? I'm gonna play the video here real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna play the video here.
So I'm dropping my son off for his mom's week. She is not answering the phone. FaceTime, phone call, text message, doorbell, at all. It's her week. And I'm remembering that when I talked to an officer on a non-emergency line, the officer told me I can't make her take him on her week. She can make me take him on my weeks, which I don't mind having my son. He's back there on his phone. And if I have him, she can come get him from me. How backwards is that? I have sole legal custody. I call all the shots. She said in court this past Monday, she didn't want nothing to do with him yet again for the third time in court. Fourth time, to my knowledge. One of them was through text message. The other 3 were in court. She stood up in court the first time when I was given sole legal custody on July 8th, 2022. She stood up in court and told the judge she don't want nothing to do with me or Maverick. So I'm at this point where I know if I decide not to ever let her see him again, according to the court documents, I would be wrong. And we understand if the shoe's on the other foot, they'll be up my ass like a bicycle with no seat. Excuse my language, Mal. So also in court, they pushed it out because she didn't want to take the parenting class. She said it was a money issue. Okay, yeah, I'm in arrears because she griped about child support. Hoping she was gonna get $1,500, she only getting $137. Whoop-de-freaking-do. I talked to CP child support and they said, just go ahead and knock out 3 more payments. You being current, you okay, you good. Fine, cool, it's fine and dandy. Her, on the other hand, yeah, I was snooping. I did. She's somewhere on the island, perhaps. Maybe she pulling, one of them stunts where she went there a month ago and now she's posting it. And legit, she's probably in the house just chilling. Not answering her phone, not fulfilling her parental obligation per court order. And so if you really don't want our son, yo, just do not come back, bro. Like, just do not. He didn't even want to get out the car. When he seen where he was at, he did not want to get out the car. He did not want to go to the door. I will not make my son do something he do not want to do. If he didn't want to be around his mother like that, that's cool. I document everything when he's of age and he's able to understand. Son, here it is, plain and simple. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let the evidence show you. So I'm very upset. I want to co-parent in a healthy manner. Going through the courts, it's taking a little bit too long, and I also realized that if I reacted the way she did, we already know what the results will be. So I'm gonna continue to take the high road. At times I'm like, ooh, I want to do this. Yet no, I'm still gonna take the high road and do what's right for my son and by my son, because that guy next to be here at all. Look at him back there, just chilling. So he didn't ask to be here. Ain't that right, Mal? He shook his head a little bit. So I will just keep on doing what's best for my son. That's it. Protect him, guide him, lead him in the right direction, love on him like my dad and several people in my life have shown me. Other relatives, people in the community I looked up to. Though that's how I will raise my son. Not none of this ducking and dodging and don't want to be responsible for, your responsibilities. So that's what I feel like expressing myself right now in the most decent way possible I can think of right now, because I can, I really could be just really pissed off. I'm gonna just leave it at that. However, I just had to make this video because I don't know if it's gonna go viral or not, which it should go viral to raise awareness, because there are some people out here from the woman's side of the game who don't give a crap about their kids. We've all made mistakes. However, hey, the kid is here. Let's do what's right for that kid 100% of the time, not 15, 20, 17.5% of the time. No, 100% of the time.
All right, we back. Y'all got to see that video there, brother. So give us some more background on it. People heard it or saw it, his plea, but you have more background information to give context before we discuss this. Give us some more background on it.
Okay, so you and I talked offline about this because I called you after I sent you the video, and you kind of, and I get it because you're viewing it through the gaze of personal, not your personal experience, but our mutual friends' personal experience, right?
Yes.
Here's the crazy thing. I don't necessarily think the mama is wrong.
See, this here we go. Here we go.
I don't think she were okay, because look it. I think there's this misconception that women are always instinctively maternal.
Yes, that is
and
true.
That's not true. You know, we hear stories about women that have these kids that probably were on the fence before, but then especially postpartum, they're like, I don't connect with this baby at all. It's like just like an alien came out of me and is here, right?
Like in the movie Alien, like literally.
It's literally like that. It's like that for some people. You know, Tamar Braxton openly talked about, especially because I think she was having issues breastfeeding, not feeling connected to her son, like her baby initially. He's clearly, this is years ago, because her son is like damn near 10 years old.
Yeah.
But you know, ultimately, I think that's why it is. But I think what's interesting is that the responsibility of having a kid seems to always, the responsibility always solely falls back on the mom, whether the father is there or not. You know, like if something happens, he walks out, it's like, oh, well, you know, well, you're a mom, you'll figure it out. Like you can take care of it. But it's like, no, yeah, kids need both of their parents. Like, so ultimately, I think it's fucked up that you walked out on her. You went to go do your thorough thizzle. That's my favorite word.
But no, that was the thing though, that we didn't know, because in that clip they don't talk. It doesn't talk about that. So,
well, he doesn't say that he.
That's what they give it some more context for that.
Yes. Okay. So ultimately, someone finds out that he left her when she was about, I think, like the baby, like she was like 8 months, or the baby was 8 months, because I can't remember if she was 8 months pregnant or the baby was,
the kid was 8 months.
So you left her hanging. We know that, one, raising a kid, especially newborns, crying all the time, it's not an easy task. It's not an easy job. It's day in and it's day out. Moms are exhausted. They barely can shower. They can barely do anything. Postpartum depression sets in. And because you disappeared and ghosted her, and she went to file for child support, now all of a sudden you want full custody of your baby. Well, so now she got to go to court. Court costs, all these things that are included with fighting for, you know, like, okay, I asked you for a couple $100 because that's probably what she was going to get. Let's be real. Based on how this nigga is making this video in the car with his toddler in the back seat. You know what? A hard head make a soft behind, and she wanted to teach him a lesson. She was like, you can take him. You don't want to pay child support. You left me hanging. I'm going to focus on my health, my mental health, and making sure my other kids are good. I don't know of how many other children that she has.
Did it because it was another message that was sent. She never said how many other kids she had.
Never said how many kids she had. But she sent him a message. And the message is hilarious. And so ultimately, what I say earlier, stupid games, stupid prizes. And that's what I kind of feel like that's what he get. You know, and also it goes back to knowing who you laying up with.
No, that's my only beef with him, is that if she already had a whole bunch of I don't know, we don't know how many kids they are. So I'm just gonna, if it's multiple of, it's more than one, obviously, because she said kids with a S, plural.
Yeah.
But you should already be, and I don't want to put, because there's a lot of adult women that have multiple kids. That has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
But your antennas need to be up still, regardless. Not saying that you shouldn't, you know, depending on how good the woman is or not. But your antennas definitely need to be up if she's got multiple kids already before you.
So my question is this. I don't know there's a part that's like scratched out with the screenshot. So we see two messages here. There's one message that she sent, which is kind of like interesting. because it says getting something to eat. We'll be home at 8 p.m. This was yesterday at 7 p.m.
And I'm assuming at the time he's supposed to be that where we see this video is him going to drop the kid off. I'm assuming that's
it could be that. So she followed up the next day at 2:43 a.m. I have decided that I'm not going to court anymore to bicker about my son that I risked my life bringing into this world. Wasted energy, money, and wasted time. If you having him means that I never have to have you in my life, then so be it. I'm not asking for any parenting time. I'm not paying you child support. He is here because you decided to not pour out. I have parented him solo while sick for 8 months. I don't think I have hated anyone before meeting you. I truly hate you. That will never change. I'm not spending any more money or any more court classes. I love Maverick Zane and I love myself. I'm going to take time to take care of my mental health so that I can take care of all my children. You got this. You get your good morning, noon, and night. See, prayer works. Yay, you. Hey.
She's bogus. She said she's bogus.
I
get all that, man. Let's flip that. If a dude sent that text message,
but men do it all the time.
Motherfuckers would be on his ass.
Men do it all the time.
Right, but that doesn't mean it's right.
In the words of the great Wycliffe.
But it doesn't mean it's right though.
Wrongs don't make it right.
Right. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying.
But
she's wrong, just like any dude is wrong.
Ultimately, I'm gonna say this. I get it, I hear it, but it's like all I asked you was for child support. You wanted to take me to court for full custody. You got it. You got it.
Right. And if I was him, I'd be trying to get child support from her. That'd be my next move. Move is that?
I mean, depending on the amount of kids, he might only get $20.
Look, I'm from the Fofty school of litigation. I just need my money. I'm from the Cardi B school of litigation. Just run me my coins,
baby. I think, like I said, I think ultimately, that's what people keep saying. Like, oh, if it was a guy, but it's not. It's not.
Right. But
all you had to do was one. Not ghost her, because this sounds like to me that she probably, like she said, she almost died having a baby. So she's clearly experiencing some sort of postpartum depression. You left her hanging when the baby was like 8 months. I've been doing this solo. So because I just needed a few extra dollars to take care of this baby, you couldn't give it. So you want to take me to court for full custody? Okay, you got it. You got it.
I'm just saying, if it's your kid, man, you can't.
I wish the nigga would the thing is, try me, and I'll be like, you.
No. But you got to think about your kid too. So how is your son going to feel when he's 13 or 14, and he's going to? I'm assuming this guy.
I hope you find a lovely partner that accepts my son and loves him.
Wow, that's bogus, man. That's bogus. That is bogus.
She said she don't want to see the man. And technically, look, I'm gonna say this.
Because that little man didn't do that. He don't deserve that. No kid deserves that.
No kid deserves that.
That's bogus for her to be like that. I hope that dude becomes the next LeBron James and do some awesome things in his life.
I hope he does too. But here's the thing. I'm like, the only other thing I could think of is that the conversation would be, because clearly once he gets to a certain age, like they go to daycare, and that baby look a little bigger than sitting in that backseat. Didn't look like a 1-year-old. He looks older than that. And that punk.
It looked like about 3 or 4.
So whatever you was doing, so you clearly just recently, like, this has probably been going on for a while, which has probably drained a lot of her money. We know how the system goes. We know how that plays out. But at this point, I would say, I would hope that she, would do visitation, right? The only way I could think of is her not having to ever see him is like daycare drop off. So like if she has
the intermediary situation, like you drop off.
Yeah, like okay. Well, if I got him this weekend, I'm picking him up from daycare.
The tone of that was that she didn't. The tone of that was that she didn't want to get care at all. Like, don't even want to see the kid.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think ultimately she'll renege on that. Like just being. Okay. I think ultimately she will renege, especially considering that she has other children. I think she'll renege. But she's probably speaking out of like just frustration. She was like, all I wanted was for you to help. And you did this. So sometimes you gotta you got morning, noon, and night that you gotta take care of it. Because this is how you left me hanging. And sometimes, you know, like we always talk, give people grace, let shit roll off your back. Nah, I'm not always like that. Like that's all you had to do. You made this harder for you. I didn't do that.
So should he give her grace if she comes back around 5-6 years later to want
to
see?
He gonna say it ain't gonna take her that long. He gonna be happy.
I don't know, man.
He gonna be happy.
I don't know.
Like I said, like people can help. People can change. People are allowed to change, but a lot of motherfuckers stay the same.
Or they become variations of that other thing.
Yeah. That's why I said what I said to you offline.
Yeah.
And was like, I don't trust that.
Yeah, it's just, and if she's just being petty with him for the moment, I get that.
I feel like it's a moment thing.
Yeah.
Because you call.
I guess the bigger conversation is if she was being for real with this, that's both.
But ultimately, even if she was like.
I can't let you get away with this. That's bogus.
Listen. And I have a maternal instinct. I want a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I see, I'm removing the emotion from it. I'm removing that instinct from it, and just be like, man, well, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Because he should not have done that. I'm not saying is that a fair consequence, but every action has a reaction.
Right, but so she has a reaction as well. That's why I would be getting child support.
He shouldn't have. Okay.
Is it wrong if he goes to get child support on her?
I mean, it ain't wrong. But if she ain't got the money, they ain't gonna. If she got other kids and she can prove that she can't afford to pay that, they ain't gonna take it from her.
It ain't never stopped the government from coming after a man. Never.
It ain't. But but here's the thing. It's that like never. So wait, get this. People. This is why people always have to show up as their true, authentic selves when dating. We were speaking about this earlier regarding like relationships and how relationships sometimes fall apart. Mm-hmm. People not being emotionally mature and aware. And sometimes the writing be on the wall, and we just can't figure out because it's like in another language for some reason. You know, there were red flags there with this young man. There were like her having a kid ain't a red flag. It happens at this day and age dating, and as I'm like dating or whatever, you know, like it's gonna be harder to find somebody that probably don't have a kid, unless I'm dating like an older guy that just, you know, like his kids are grown, but it's like, you know, but it's few far in between. It sucks, but that's just what it is. So. He was probably likely inconsistent before. And you had I'm trying to figure that both.
I'm gonna ask you this, Dom. I'm gonna ask you, Dom, with this. He gives you fuckboy vibes. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
You sitting in the car making a video, probably outside of my house because I'm not there.
He said he was.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, he said I'm outside her place right now.
Yeah, so that was probably her weekend, and he thought he was gonna go kick it with his homeboys, but it's on both.
So if it was a gentleman like our other friend, that is, you think it would have had a different feel for you than him? He gives you like disingenuous vibes.
Yeah, because like it's funny because now this video is viral. Like this guy that I know, actually went to high school with him. Like knew him from school, was like, yo, ain't that so-and-so? And the tone behind
he's from St. Louis?
No, he's not from St. Louis. This guy went to college with high school with him.
Okay, but you went to college with him at Webster.
No. We're internet friends. We know each other from Twitter, but we've.
I thought you said you went. I thought you said you went to high school with this guy that knew him. Okay,
so ultimately, I was like, in that tone alone, kind of like lets you know that he could have been on some fuck nigga shit. And I'm not saying that he's deserving.
So you look as a jury member, you're looking at the witness and like, all right, I get what you're saying, but I don't believe you. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that he's deserving of that, but I always tell people that's why you got to do right by people, because karma show up in the craziest ways, and sometimes it shows up like soup, like it's wild. So you did that, like your karma came back super shoot.
All right, we're gonna play another clip, interesting clip from Richard Pryor here, which is super interesting. And Richard Pryor is a super complicated person and everything, in his whole life. But then we're gonna play this here now.
It hasn't messed me up, but I'll say it messed me up sexually for a minute, because I'm afraid sexually.
Were your mother and father married?
After I was about 3. Yeah, married. I was born Richard Franklin Lennox Thomas Pryor III. I got names from pimps and gangsters and all that threw in.
You were 15 years old?
14.
When your first child was born?
Yeah, yeah.
My Lord.
Yeah.
How could you, I mean...
It was fun.
Was it?
Oh, man, are you kidding? In the garage?
And then after she was born?
I didn't know my father was making love to her, too. Boom, boom. That's the truth.
Is it?
Yeah.
Who believed in you? Who cared about you?
Richard Franklin Lennox Thomas Pryor III.
You.
And magic dust.
Are you totally off drugs?
No, I love drugs. I do, I really do, but I can't do them a lot because it messes my life up. Every time I get in trouble, it's because I end up drinking too much, or I end up snorting too much, or smoking too much. But I like drugs, and I don't want to say it like to make other people want to do them. I really want to say that. But I like some cocaine every now and then, sit around my friends and get high. I mean, I enjoy that.
And you might still?
Might still.
Do still?
No, I haven't done it a little while, but I might.
A year and a half later, Richard Pryor set himself ablaze, and then...
Super interesting clip from Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
So many levels to it. Richard Pryor is a tortured soul, number one.
Yeah.
Him and Marvin Gaye have like the craziest of origin stories and lifestyles afterwards. Like crazy. Like there's a reason that both of their biopic movies have not been made and they can't be made.
Really? I thought they was working on a Richard Pryor one.
Yeah, but they're so complicated, man. Like Richard Pryor grew up in a whorehouse. Like his mom.
I feel like it would have to be kind of something like a miniseries.
It's gotta. You can't. The same thing with like Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye. I was. It's crazy because Marvin Gaye. When I took a history of like rock and roll class, like my final project was on Marvin Gaye. And I was like, I had this period of time where I was like obsessed with Marvin Gaye and the ins and outs of his life. And it's just so unfortunate how it came to an end like that. And Richard Pryor, you know, like a lot of comics kind of have like these dark, and not all of them, but like a lot of them have like these dark pasts that they pull from to be able to tell their joke. Yeah. And unfortunately, in this clip, we're learning that he has a kid at 14 by the woman that his father was also sleeping with.
Which is crazy. So my question is, how old was the woman?
Yeah.
Somebody was being a pedophile. Was it his dad?
And it was the woman. But what's crazy is that this is a lot of our homeboy story. Not having kids, but their virginity being taken by a woman that's like 27, 30 years old. It'd be like an uncle's girlfriend or somebody, their mama friend. And I remember God rest his soul, Fool. When Fool was like talking to us about something, like when he lost his virginity, and he said how old the woman was. I was like, nigga, you know you was molested, right? And he was like, what?
How old was the woman? How old was the woman?
Like in her 20s. And he was like 13 or 14.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was like, yo, bro, like, I love you, but you totally, that's not okay. Like,
Wow.
that is assault. Like, that is not okay. You statutory rape, like all of that, like, not okay. Wow. But that is so common, and guys think it's like this rite of passage, and it's crazy how toxic masculinity still allows for that to thrive. Boosie just did that shit. You remember he had that party?
With his son.
Mm-hmm. My son ain't gonna be gay. I'm like, so doing that does not mean that your son's still not gonna be gay. That's not how sexuality works.
It's like kryptonite. Like,
yeah, it's like, dude, you're so dumb. So dumb. And then, but also on top of that, I think what was interesting too, like how he was talking about dabbling, like he liked to do cocaine and other stuff, but and drink. But he was like, he knew that he couldn't do it so much because it would just take him to like another place where he was afraid of. Because like when I tell people, I was like, even if you having a like a crazy day
on podcast, we definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss you becoming the best you, mental wellness,
for sure,
health,
femininity, parenthood, dating,
definitely dating,
single parents. And it's from a lens of two psychologists,
Yeah.
So,
but also two people who grew up like with both parents, married parents, and then like you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, like her siblings and my siblings. So so it's from that perspective.
Yeah, looking at life through that lens. Yeah. So you're gonna get a whole lot of things from us. From us being women, going through life as parents, and all of these awesome attributes. But yes, womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.
My mind is racing. I'm the type of chick, I can't smoke or anything because it really takes me deep into my thoughts. Like shrooms, same thing. So like they say a lot of times, especially with shrooms, if you going through it, like, and it's heavy, like you don't feel good, no, don't do that shit. You gotta be
in a good mood already.
You gotta be in a good mood already because listen, and it's true. It's true. Because I've had highs where I've had like I freaked out and I was like really deep in my thoughts. I was like, I wasn't trying to sit with this shit like this.
Not at this moment.
Not today.
That's what her ayahuasca does to you too.
Yeah.
Ayahuasca does it to you, but Richard Pryor is a torturous soul, man. Like, dude, he just been through so much. And then like he put some people through so much. So it's like that's why I said
people.
Yeah, like I mean, I know you heard the rumors about him and Pam Grier and
I was gonna say that. Then wasn't he like
she can't have kids because of him.
Because of him.
Or she couldn't have kids. I mean, obviously,
not
having kids now. Suppose the rumor has always been, if people that don't know, supposedly Richard Pryor would do cocaine off of Pam Grier's vagina and everything, and it like messed her up so much that she couldn't have children.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And another thing, when you hot. The idea that Richard Pryor got Pam Grier is not as bad as Birdman getting Toni Braxton, because that's one of the things that really like let me know anything is possible. It was with the Chicago Cubs winning the World Series, Birdman getting Toni Braxton. Those are the two things. It's like, you know what? Anything is possible in this world, dog. You gotta go for what you know. Those are the two things you gotta do.
Yeah, that's
press forward.
It's because I was like, Birdman must really be funny. Like he gotta be funny. Because but then it's like half the time when you saw him on that show, she was like, huh, what you say?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Anything is possible. Like when who said that? Was it LeBron? Who was it that said when they won a championship, anything is possible?
That's KG.
KG, yes.
Yeah, that's KG.
But the thing is like, so like, I'll tell like the Marvin Gaye story. Jesse Martin was supposed to play Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
I thought it was gonna be dope. He's the dude that was in the original Rent, light skinned dude. He played. If you ever watched The Flash, he was the dad on The Flash, the black dad on The Flash. He could sing all that stuff because he did Rent. Obviously, if you know you're doing Broadway, you could do that. But the thing is that Marvin Gaye was so fucked up of a dude, dog. Like, people don't understand. Janice Gaye, who is Nona Gaye's mother,
right?
The whole I Want You album is her fingering herself in the background. Like, you can listen, you can hear her. That's the whole Marvin's Room came from that stuff that Drake did. The Marvin's Room. Marvin used to have a room where he used to have girls going there and masturbate in the background while he was recording songs.
Wow.
Janice was 17 at that time.
Oh, wow.
Marvin was 33 at the time. And then he put her through. So, but then you retract more. Marvin went through a whole bunch of shit with Hazel Gordy. Hazel Gordy was 15 years older than him, who's Barry Gordy's sister.
Okay.
So the Hear My Dear album is about her.
Okay.
But he's going through stuff with her. He adopted her kid named Marvin Gaye Jr. She was messing with other people, basically broke his heart, and he just went on a tear.
And then I think also when Tammy Terrell died, that really messed with him.
It hurt him a lot too. And that wasn't his girlfriend. It'd be like if you died and somebody like.
But it's like your work life. You know what I mean? Like, y'all have this really great chemistry, making amazing music that's just like taking over the world, you know. So
and he had a hit on David Ruffin too for a minute. Because supposedly David Ruffin is the one that got her like that, because he supposedly hit her in the head with a hammer.
What?
Yeah, and then she started having two like brain hemorrhaging like a while later, like months later.
Oh wow. I could listen.
And then she died of like a brain tumor or like a brain hemorrhaging, but they said it came from because David Ruffin was putting his hands on her.
Dang.
And then Janis Joplin thing, dude, is so crazy when you read like if you read oh man, what is it's by Michael Eric Dyson, the book on no, that's not the book. Make me want to holler.
Okay.
Everybody go read that book. It's not by Michael Eric Dyson. I read it back right after college. But and also, Marvin Gaye was halfway impotent. So he would use he would put a strap on himself sometimes to have sex with like Janice and other women. He would tell her to go out and have sex with other people, like Frankie Beverly and Mays, like all them cats that was big back then. Like go mess with Frankie, go mess with Charlie Wilson, go mess with all these other cats that was around him. And then when she come home, get mad at her and beat on her. But he would beat on her and make her go do it. Then get mad about, oh no, I ain't want you to do all that. Oh, so you went down on him too? I ain't tell you to do that, and beat on her. Marvin Gaye was, man, dude, like.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people hurt people, and it's just sad. It's really sad. Like, people gotta, I'm glad that we are in the era of people not making fun of therapy, going to and doing self-work, and not even just.
His daddy should have killed him. His daddy should have killed Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye was wilding out. Marvin Gaye is a multi-platinum selling singer living in his back of his house and is smoking weed and getting high in the back. And his dad is telling him to stop. And he's like, what you gonna do?
Did he really okay, that does not mean that he deserves to die.
Okay, I didn't say
that. Okay, that was very aggressive, friend.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant.
Hey, nigga, get the fuck out of my shit and get your shit together.
Right, but no, he said, what you gonna do, old man? I'm gonna fuck you up, basically. And an old man, like, I got this Ruger, and if you gonna back up off me, I'm gonna pop you. And then he walked up on him, like in East Bayou. Remember East Bayou where he walked up and like, you ain't gonna do nothing, old man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna slap the shit
that does not mean that somebody deserves to die.
Yes. But I'm saying, but there's more.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still daddy, and this is my shit. Get the fuck out. I don't care if you go to the.
You're a multi-platinum singer.
I don't give a fuck. Like, sorry.
Yeah, we already been cussing too much. We good.
That was aggressive. You can go to the Motel 6 or the Super 8, but at the Howard Johnson, but you can't stay here.
Yeah.
You gotta go. Now, do you want to leave willingly, or do I need to call the cops?
Yeah. I mean,
people gotta learn how to remove emotion.
Richard Pryor was putting his hands on women, like it's like a
it's sad. It's really sad because you remember that clip that was going around where because when they was first talking about it, Marlon kind of did like a self-tape. Because Marlon's a really good.
Oh, look, when Marlon want to sit in his bag.
Because that's who they should have really. That's who they should let play Richard Pryor.
I don't know. That's a hard one because Mike Epps does it well too.
Mike Epps too. I saw that tape.
Like almost a part of me wants them, but they're around the same age. Like one play, like a younger.
That's what I was gonna say. Yep.
Yep. And one play an older version of them, and you could get the best of everything with it.
Yeah.
But it's got to be a miniseries, though, like you said.
Yeah, it would have to be a miniseries, and I feel like Mike Epps will have to play older.
Yes. Because Marlon can look younger. If you can, he can make himself look like a dude.
He look young as hell.
Yeah. But and then you can age up Mike Epps more. Because like if you make Marlon look old, it'll be like, oh, that's a young dude being somebody old with gray hair. Yeah. But like Mike Epps, it would be believable if he had gray hair or looking older.
Absolutely.
Even if you aged him up, it would look appropriate and everything.
Yeah. It's just really sad because, like, like going back to the root of it all is just like, so many things are accepted and people think it's a rite of passage, but it's just really, I'm like, yo, like somebody took advantage of you, and it is, and that's crazy because like even in the comments when you read the comments, like is this guy's being transparent and talking about how like those similar things like happened to them, and so it's crazy because like now you think back like. So like, I don't know, like what conversations your parents were having with you, growing up about like, not wanting you to go over to people's houses or, or thinking if you want to go, but you just never know. Like, and so many of us have been victims of being molested in some way. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. It's so sad.
Yeah. And then they end up hurting people. Because I believe Marvin Gaye went through something similar as well with, I think, a pastor at his church or something like that, molested him or something like that. And then his dad was like, super, like, you ain't gonna say nothing and we just gonna hide it, on some, on that. And he internalizing that and bringing that out. And then, then he's putting this, and I think he had a weird thing with his mother as well. So then now he's going into the arms of an older woman and marrying her at like 21, 22 years old, that's 10, 15 years older than him, and run into another woman that's older because he has some mother issues and like that.
Yeah. Man, I don't know for those sidebar. I don't have daddy issues. My dad was very present in my life. I just like older niggas because they fun. Now we playing games as much. We playing games. I don't play games as much. Gotta take what I can get, man.
Yo, ain't nobody saying
like, because people always say that you must have daddy issues. I say, I just talked to my dad today. Like, I'm like, the longest I went with talking out, not talking to my dad was when he pissed me off last year. And I was like, hey, stay out of other people's business. That's all I be trying to say. Stay out of other people's business. But
like, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
I was like, we cool. Like, we good.
Your daddy was around hella. I mean,
my daddy was around hella. I flew home to surprise for my birthday. I did not like the fact that he didn't cry since he missed me so much.
Stop it! Come on, man.
I ain't like that, but whatever.
But your dad. It was funny. Your dad was like trying to check me a little bit, like I was dating you.
Janelle told me, y'all. So then we got on him at breakfast the next day about that.
Oh, really?
Like, I was like. Daryl, I was like, me and Daryl work together. Like, that's why we have a show together. I just didn't know, what was going on there. That's what my dad did.
He stood up on me like,
and Daryl, my dad pushing 6'6", so like this big old yellow nigga, like, I'm like, Janelle told me, I said, oh my God, Dad, you are so embarrassing. And we're grown. He didn't even, okay, go get this. He didn't do that shit to Johnny.
Really?
No. My dad was in town for like a week or whatever, staying with me. Johnny came by and was like talking, like he really liked him. He did not do that to him. So I don't know where that came from. Hey, listen, because he probably thought you was dating Janelle. That's the favorite.
Oh. So it wasn't you. It was Janelle.
I don't think it was about me. It could have been about Janelle. And you know Janelle going through her divorce. So
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like he don't do that to him.
So this the new one? Like
and meanwhile, like I'm like, read the room. Look who all here. How did somebody walk in here? Your daughter with you? Like, come on, bro. Like,
hey, he stood up on me like, what's up?
I forgot about that. I was like, yeah, we got his ass at breakfast. I forgot to tell you.
Oh man, that was hilarious. Because he looked and I was like, oh man, nice to meet you, sir. He was like, I'm just trying to be respectful and stuff like, hey, you know, happy birthday, you know.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. I'm so sorry.
But Dom, where can they hit you up at?
Y'all. St. Angela's on the Instagrams, you know, the candles, links, everything in the bio. Yep. Aquarius at checkout. When you be putting the link, you got it at St. Angels. It's St. Angelis.
Oh shit.
So I forgot to tell you.
Okay, I will change
it. Use code Aquarius at checkout. Don't forget about Whiskey Sour. Be sure to like, subscribe. My YouTube.
And then you and your sister starting the Insecure.
The Insecure one. So we have done the first episode. We're trying to set up because I think we want to be able to have like pretty much all of it recorded. That first season,
and then release them all. Yeah. And then y'all starting season 2.
Yeah.
One is running everything.
Yes. So that, and I might have another project coming. Yeah, so we trying to make moves.
Shout out to your daddy though, man. That was hilarious.
So embarrassing. So embarrassing, Dad. Do better.
Look.
You know what?
He looked me up. He looked at me. He's like, this nigga kind of short.
You know what's so funny is that I remember one time it was some chick he had brought to the person formerly known as my uncle's house, and she was kind of rude. Like, and I think it was like her mama, and I was like, she was rude to me and my homegirl, and I was like, "Who you here with?" And they was like, "Oh, Mel or something." I said, "No, you not. That's my daddy. This is done." Like,
did she change up after you said that's my daddy?
No, I shut that shit down. Go home. Out of here.
It's over.
Ain't never seen you again. Now my daddy though, he claimed me.
It's over.
But I run this.
Man, thank y'all for listening. As always, we will be back. You know how we do it. Peace.